Ireland is voting on divorce again. If you're confused about the upcoming referendum, keep watching. The Irish public have voted on the subject of divorce twice before. It was previously banned in Ireland, and the first attempt at overturning this was rejected in 1986. A second referendum with a different amendment was put to the public in 1995. That passed by a tiny margin, and that legalised divorce. Most of what's in the Constitution relating to divorce will remain the same, but you're being asked about altering two sections. One relates to the amount of time a couple must live apart before being able to apply for a divorce, and the other relates to the government's ability to recognise divorces which were granted in a different jurisdiction. Let's look at waiting times first. Right now, a couple must have lived apart for 4 out of the previous 5 years in order to apply for a divorce. Under the proposed changes, this time would be no longer specified by the Constitution. Instead, the Oireachtas will be allowed to decide the time frame. The current government plans to shorten the requirement down to 2 out of the previous 3 years. The second change is similar. Allow the government to decide whether or not to recognise divorces granted abroad. The government can already do this, but the Constitution doesn't quite reflect it, and it can sometimes be a murky area of Irish law. It can differ depending on the country, and there may also be a bar on remarrying for the lifetime of the other party of the marriage. The proposed amendment is aimed at making the situation a bit more clear. So, to sum that all up, a yes vote will remove from the Constitution any mention of a couple having to live apart for a set number of years in order to be able to apply for a divorce. The government instead will be allowed to decide that time frame. It will also tidy up the section on how the government can choose to recognise foreign divorces, and will put this decision firmly in the hands of the Oireachtas. A no vote would keep the requirement for a couple having to live apart for 4 out of the previous 5 years to be able to apply for a divorce. The situation would remain as it currently is for recognising divorces granted abroad. On May 24th, aside from the divorce referendum, you will also be voting in local elections, European elections, and, if you live in Waterford, Limerick or Cork City, a plebiscite on directly elected mayors. So, if you like voting, you're going to have a brilliant time on May 24th. Enjoy!